The power of personal responsibility, awakening your inner force for change. Welcome to a journey that will challenge your perceptions, ignite your potential, and revolutionize your approach to success. Today, we're delving into insights that have the power to transform not just individual lives, but entire communities and generations. These aren't just ideas. They're a call to action, a wake-up call for anyone ready to step into their power and create lasting change. I recently had the extraordinary privilege of interviewing Roberta Brinkley, a visionary leader whose wisdom is reshaping the landscape of personal and professional growth. Roberta isn't just a thought leader. She's a catalyst for transformation, a beacon of hope in a world often clouded by excuses and dependency. Her message is clear, powerful, and more relevant now than ever before. It's time to wake up, face reality, and take charge of our destinies. Imagine for a moment a world where excuses are extinct, a world where waiting for handouts is as outdated as dial-up internet, a world where every individual, regardless of their starting point, takes full responsibility for their future. This isn't some far-fetched utopia. It's the reality Roberta Brinkley not only envisions but works tirelessly to create. For far too long, we've been caught in a cycle of dependency. We've looked to others, be it the government, society, or even Lady Luck, to solve our problems and pave our way to success. But here's the uncomfortable truth, the reality we must confront. This mindset is the very thing holding us back. It's keeping us in a perpetual state of waiting, hoping for change instead of creating it. Roberta challenges us to flip this script entirely. With unwavering conviction, she argues that the key to unlocking our potential lies not in external factors, but within ourselves. It's about shifting our focus inward, cultivating a mindset of productivity and possibility, and taking decisive action to build generational wealth, health, and mental well-being. Now, I can almost hear the skeptics among you. That sounds great, you might be thinking, but is it really possible? In this economy, in this political climate, with all the barriers we face? Let me assure you, it's not just possible, it's essential. The world is changing at an unprecedented pace, and those who cling to outdated beliefs about success and personal responsibility risk being left behind, watching from the sidelines as others seize the opportunities of our rapidly evolving world. Consider this. Every single day, we make choices. We choose how to spend our time, where to direct our energy, and what to prioritize. These choices, which might seem small or insignificant in the moment, compound over time. They shape not just our lives, but the lives of those around us and the generations that will follow. Roberta's profound insight is that by making conscious, intentional choices focused on personal growth and family empowerment, we can create a ripple effect that transforms not just our immediate circumstances, but the trajectory of entire communities and future generations. Let's be crystal clear about something. This isn't about rugged individualism or the myth of pulling ourselves up by our bootstraps. It's about recognizing the inherent power we all possess and using it to create supportive, thriving communities. It's about understanding that true, lasting change starts with personal accountability, but grows and flourishes through collective action and mutual support. Roberta's approach is deeply rooted in empathy. She understands intimately the challenges many face, the systemic barriers that can seem insurmountable. But her message remains firm and unwavering. These obstacles are not excuses. They're challenges to be overcome. And overcoming them starts with a fundamental shift in mindset. Think back to the last time you faced a significant obstacle in your life. What was your immediate reaction? Did you look for external solutions, hoping someone or something would come along to fix the problem? Or did you pause, take a deep breath, and consider how you could adapt, grow, and overcome? Roberta's philosophy encourages us to embrace the latter approach consistently. It's about developing resilience and fostering creativity and cultivating a problem-solving mindset that sees opportunities where others see only roadblocks. This shift in perspective is nothing short of transformative. When we stop waiting for perfect conditions and start working with what we have, we unlock a wellspring of potential within ourselves. We become the architects of our own success rather than passive recipients of circumstance. But here's where Roberta's vision truly shines, where it transcends individual success to touch on something far more profound. It's about creating a legacy of empowerment that extends far beyond our own lives. By focusing on building generational wealth, not just in terms of finances, but in knowledge, skills, and values. We're not just improving our immediate circumstances, we're laying the groundwork for our children, grandchildren, and generations beyond to thrive in ways we might not even be able to imagine. Pause for a moment and truly imagine the impact if every family, every community adopted this mindset. We'd witness a surge in entrepreneurship, a boom in innovation, and a renaissance of community investment. We'd see the birth of new industries, the revitalization of struggling neighborhoods, and the emergence of leaders who understand the intrinsic value of both personal achievement and collective upliftment. This isn't just wishful thinking or motivational fluff. It's a vision backed by real-world examples and hard-earned wisdom. Roberta has seen firsthand the transformative power of this approach. She's witnessed individuals break free from generational cycles of poverty. Families build thriving businesses from the ground up, and communities come together to create opportunities where none existed before. Let me share with you a story that exemplifies the power of this mindset shift. In a struggling neighborhood on the south side of Chicago, a young woman named Tasha grew up surrounded by poverty, crime, and a pervasive sense of hopelessness. For years, she bought into the narrative that her circumstances defined her future. But after attending one of Roberta's workshops, something changed. Tasha realized that waiting for someone to save her neighborhood or create opportunities was a losing game. Instead, she looked at the abandoned lot next to her apartment building and saw potential where others saw only blight. With no experience and little resources, she started a community garden. It wasn't easy. She faced skepticism, setbacks, and countless challenges, but Tasha persevered. That garden became more than just a source of fresh produce in a food desert. It became a catalyst for change. Neighbors who had never spoken began working side by side. Children learned about nutrition and responsibility. Local schools got involved, incorporating the garden into their science curriculum. A small farmers market sprouted up, providing income for residents and attracting visitors from other parts of the city. 5 years later, that neighborhood is transformed. Crime rates have dropped. Property values have increased. But more importantly, there's a sense of pride and possibility that didn't exist before. All because one young woman decided to take responsibility and act rather than wait for someone else to solve her community's problems. Tasha's story is just one of many. Roberta has countless examples of individuals and communities that have embraced this philosophy and reaped extraordinary rewards. But let's address the elephant in the room. Change is hard, it's uncomfortable. It requires us to confront our own limiting beliefs and sometimes painful truths about our habits and choices. Roberta doesn't shy away from this reality. Instead, she embraces it, recognizing that true growth often comes from discomfort. This is where the real work begins. It's not enough to nod along and agree that change is necessary. We must be willing to do the hard work of self-reflection, to challenge our assumptions, and to step out of our comfort zones. It means being willing to fail, to learn, and to get back up again and again. Consider the story of Marcus, a middle-aged man who had spent his entire career in a dying industry. He knew his job was at risk, but the thought of starting over was terrifying. He had a family to support, bills to pay. It was easier to hope things would somehow work out than to face the scary reality of change. But after hearing Roberta speak, Marcus realized he was giving away his power. He was letting fear make his decisions. So he took a leap of faith. He enrolled in coding classes at night while still working his day job. It was exhausting. There were times he wanted to quit, but Marcus persevered. 2 years later, Marcus not only had a new career in tech, but he had started a program to teach coding to other workers in his old industry. He went from feeling like a victim of circumstance to being a leader of change in his community, all because he decided to take responsibility for his future instead of waiting for someone else to solve his problems. Roberta's message is a wake-up call, but it's also a beacon of hope. It reminds us that no matter where we start, we have the power to shape our destiny. It challenges us to look beyond quick fixes and instant gratification, to focus instead on building something sustainable and meaningful. But how do we translate this vision into action? How do we move from inspiration to transformation? Roberta offers a roadmap, a set of principles that anyone can apply to start their journey of empowerment. First, we must take stock of our current situation with brutal honesty. What are our strengths? Our weaknesses? What habits or beliefs are holding us back? This self-awareness is the foundation upon which all meaningful change is built. It requires courage to look in the mirror and acknowledge where we've been making excuses or abdicating responsibility. But it's a crucial first step. Next, we need to set clear, ambitious goals, not just for ourselves, but for our families and communities. These goals should stretch us, pushing us beyond what we think is possible. They should inspire us to wake up each day with purpose and determination. Remember, we're not just working for our own success, but to create a legacy that will outlive us. Then we must educate ourselves. In today's world, information is power. We need to be lifelong learners, constantly seeking out new knowledge and skills that can help us navigate an ever-changing landscape. This might mean formal education, but it also includes self-directed learning, mentorship, and real-world experience. The key is to never stop growing, never stop challenging ourselves to learn and improve. We must also build networks of support. Success is rarely achieved in isolation. By surrounding ourselves with like-minded individuals who share our vision and values, we create an ecosystem of growth and opportunity. These networks can provide encouragement, accountability, and valuable resources. They remind us that while we must take personal responsibility, we don't have to do everything alone. Finally, and perhaps most importantly, we must take consistent, deliberate action. Knowledge without action is useless. Dreams without effort remain just that, dreams. Every day we must make choices that align with our goals, that move us closer to the future we envision for ourselves and our families. It's about building habits of success one day at a time. This approach isn't easy. It requires discipline, perseverance, and a willingness to face setbacks head on. But the rewards are immeasurable. By embracing Roberta's philosophy, we don't just improve our own lives, we become catalysts for change in our communities and beyond. Imagine a world where more people embrace this mindset. We'd see a surge in innovation, a decrease in dependency, and a rise in community-driven solutions to long-standing problems. We'd witness the emergence of new leaders, businesses, and initiatives that prioritize both profit and social impact. We see a shift from a culture of blame and entitlement to one of empowerment and possibility. But this vision isn't just about material success. It's about cultivating a sense of purpose, resilience, and self-efficacy that can weather any storm. It's about creating a legacy of empowerment that extends far beyond our own lifetimes. It's about redefining what's possible, not just for ourselves, but for generations to come. As we come to the end of this talk, I want to leave you with a challenge inspired by Roberta Brinkley's powerful insights and the countless lives she's helped transform. Take a moment right now to reflect on your life. Are you holding yourself back with outdated beliefs or a mindset of dependency? Are you actively working towards building a legacy of wealth, health, and mental well-being for yourself and your family? Or are you waiting for someone else to solve your problems and create opportunities for you? If you're not satisfied with your answers, now is the time to make a change. Not tomorrow, not next week, but right now. Start small if you need to, but start today. Set one goal that pushes you out of your comfort zone. Take one action that moves you closer to financial independence. Have one conversation with your family about building a legacy together. Remember, the power to change your life, to impact your community, and to shape the future lies within you. It always has. Roberta Brinkley's message is a reminder of this fundamental truth and a call to action for all of us to step into our power. You are capable of extraordinary things. You have the power to overcome obstacles, to create opportunities, and to build a legacy that will echo through generations. The only question is, are you ready to embrace that power and use it to its fullest potential? The world doesn't need more people waiting for change. It needs leaders, innovators, and dreamers who are willing to be the change. It needs you to step up, to take responsibility, and to create the future you want to see. So I challenge you, starting today, refuse to make excuses, refuse to wait for perfect conditions, refuse to let fear or doubt hold you back. Instead, commit to taking ownership of your life and your future. Commit to being a force for positive change in your family and community. The future is not something that happens to us. It's something we create day by day, choice by choice. Your actions, your decisions, your mindset, they all matter. They all contribute to shaping not just your life, but the world around you. As you leave here today, carry with you the knowledge that you are more powerful than you've ever imagined. You have within you the ability to overcome any obstacle, to learn any skill, to achieve any goal. But that power remains dormant until you choose to activate it through action and perseverance. The world is waiting for the change you'll bring. It's waiting for your ideas, your energy, your commitment to making a difference. Don't let it wait any longer. Step into your power. Embrace responsibility. Create your legacy. The time for excuses is over. The time for waiting is past. Your moment is now. What will you do with it? Thank you.